Okay, self-restricting join. What do you mean by join? A join is a matching condition. A join is a matching condition between two tables with the a join is a matching conditions between two tables with the matching columns. Or sometimes you need to create a join between two tables with the different conditions other than with the equal operator. Now the self-restricting join is not at all a join, it's a condition on the same table. Sometimes you need to create a join with the help of only one table, not between two tables. The join means a matching condition between two tables. Sometimes you need to create a condition on the same table, that we call as the self-restricting join. That's why the definition of the self-restricting join says that it's not at all a join, it is a condition on the same table. The definition of the self-restricting join is, this is not really a join at all, it is a method used to set a restriction on a table in the universe structure. I just want to explain the join with the example. I want to say my experience in my JPMC project. I work for a project called as a JPMC, and they created lot of reports. My project team created lot of reports for the JPMC, JP Morgan Chase. JPMC is the very biggest client in the finance side, and they have a lot of reports. And that project, the main objective of that project is they have a lot of reports for the Mexican country. JPMC is a finance client, and they have a lot of mortgage loans business, as well as they have a investment banking, and they have a called as daily transaction business. But for that project, my team created a report to generate a withholding tax. Generally, when you take any finance any finance client, for example, when you take ICICI have a lot of businesses. When you go to ICICI, you can invest the money in the mutual fund, and later 1 year, maybe after the mature time, you can withdraw your money. Now, whatever the money you invested to the ICICI, that they call as the inflow. That means that money will be an inflow for the ICICI. Later, after 1 year, you can withdraw money from them. That is called as outflow from them, based on the inflow and outflow. For example, you invested 10,000 bucks in the ICICI. Later, you got 15,000 bucks. That means you got a 5,000 extra money from the ICICI. That time, what the ICICI will do, they will deduct inflow from outflow. That means outflow minus inflow. This time 15,000 minus 10,000. That means you got extra money 5,000 from ICICI. For that 5,000, they will deduct a tax 30%. Then they will give you 3,500 bucks. In 5,000, 30% means 1,500 rupees. They'll take 1,500 bucks and they'll give you 3,500 white money for you. That 1,500 bucks, the ICICI bank will send to the government of India, that they call as a withholding tax. What they will do, whatever the extra money you got, that you call as a profit. On the profit, the ICICI will deduct the tax and they will put in their account. Later, at the end of the year, they will hand over this money to the government of India. That we call as a withholding tax. In my project also, we created a lot of reports for withholding tax as per the JPMC request. JPMC have a mutual fund business, and people across the world, they'll invest their money into the JPMC, and as well as they will withdraw the money after the maturity time. So what we did is, we created a reports for JPMC, and JPMC have a business in 120 countries. But that project, they requested to create a reports only Mexican country. That reporting system called as a Mexican reporting. They requested us to create a withholding report for Mexican people. But fortunate or unfortunate, my team did a mistake. In my team, I'll tell you what tables they have and how my team is created the report. my team, my team created one universe on top of the data warehouse. Then they created the reports. In the back end, I have seen the table. I have seen the table. This is a table name called as the account table. Account table. In account table observed, they have a column called as account number, account name, account name, as well as country name, and there is a table called as the cash flow table. This is the fact table, cash flow table. There I have observed there is a transaction ID. That means once you invested money into the ICICI or JPMC, they will give one ID for your mutual fund, FD number or mutual fund number, transaction ID, and account number, inflow amount, outflow amount. That means debit comma credit, outflow amount. And they have account numbers like 1 XYZ India, and the transaction ID is 101, account number 1, inflow might be they invested 15,000 bucks and they got 20,000 bucks. 20,000 bucks. This is a way they have a lot of accounts. In Hyderabad itself, when you take an example, when you talk about ICICI have, in AP itself they have a 1 crore accounts. In India they have around, we have 100 crore people in India. They have a crores of accounts in the India for ICICI. But ICICI have a business in hundreds of countries. That means 120 countries. ICICI have a 120 countries. That time when you see the account numbers, for India itself they have a take around 1 crore. And if you take 120 countries, they have almost all 120 crores account numbers in the account table. When you talk about transaction table, that means cash flow table, each account holder, at least they will do lot of transactions in a 5 years. The tables have a 5 years data. In each account holder, at least they will do 5 years of transactions. That 5 years of transactions will be recorded in the cash flow table. That means here you have a 120 crores account holders, but when you talk about one account holder, at least they can do 10 transactions in a 5 years. That means 120 crores into here. When you see the total count of account tables, I observed there is a 120 crores account numbers. $120 crores account numbers. When you see the cash flow table, we have around 1200 crores. The reason is each account holder at least they will do 2 transactions. For example, assume you have a ICICI account. Every month at least you can do 2-3 transactions with the debit card or maybe credit card or maybe the checks or maybe deposits or maybe vouchers. The same way they have done 10 transactions in an average one account holder. Total they have it 1200 crores. Now my requirement is I want to create a report for Mexican country account holder, their transaction details. My customer is very clear, is requesting us to display a report with account name, account number, inflow, outflow, and outflow minus inflow you call as withholding tax. That report they requested for us, but that report is only for Mexican country. But what my project team will done, tell me, please can you everyone
unmuted
explain this? I want a data for account name, inflow, outflow, and withholding tax. Withholding tax, the formula for withholding tax is outflow minus inflow. Can you explain anyone? See, there is a case what my project team is did, they write a query called as select account name, comma inflow, comma outflow from account table, comma cash flow table, where account table dot account number equals to cash flow dot account number. That time,
Muted.
what the system is doing, first it's taking one account number, is trying to compare with the all 1200 crores account numbers. Here, each account is presented at least 10 times in the cash flow table. That time what it will do, as per the join execution, it will take one value here, it will compare with the all values there in the right side table. It's comparing with the 1200 crores. That means 1 into, for each record, it's writing matching conditions like 1 into 1200 crores. 1200 crores. Again same. It's taking second record, that also 1 into 1200 crores. But unfortunate or fortunate, in my account table, I have a 120 crores. In transaction table, I have a 1200 crores. Total, it's writing 120 crores into 1200 crores matching conditions. That report is taking around 36 minutes. But my customer is asking to
Unmuted.
Tell me how you can improve the performance. I want only data from Mexican country. That is my requirement. Hello? See, I told you already the account numbers we have for different countries, right? You have a 120 countries. So unnecessarily you are taking account numbers for all country and you are comparing with all transactions. But why you need to compare? As per the requirement, you need to take only the account numbers which are there for Mexican. Take that account numbers and compare the transactions and display the report. But why you need to take all account numbers? And why you need to compare the transaction table, and why you need to generate a report for all account numbers and all transactions? Then later why you need to put a filter in the report level for Mexican? That time what I did is, I went for a semi-evaluation for this project. I have seen the query, I observed, I understand the requirement, I went through the tables, I have seen the number of records there in the table, that is doing 120 into 1200 crores transactions. What I did is, I applied a where condition in the account table. The where condition is where country name equals to Mexican. That time what the country table will do, it will hide all the account numbers for other than Mexican country. That time the join can see only
Muted.
macro account numbers. The reason is you restricted the account number in the account table only for Mexican, remaining all will be hidden, because you put a condition where account name equals to, account dot country name equals to Mexican. That time the system can see only 1 crore accounts which are there for Mexican country, and later I applied a join condition between two tables, and where account dot account number equals to transaction dot account number. This time what the join will do, it will take only the account numbers which are there for Mexican, then it will compare. It will take account number 1, it is there in the Mexican, then it will compare with the 1200 crores, second account number with the 1200 crores, total it will write only 1 crore into 1200 crores, because already you have added 119 crores, 119 crores. 119 crores account numbers, that time it won't take and compare. Indirectly, you reduced 119 into 1200 crores matching conditions. This time it will improve performance dramatically. Now, when you see here, I have an information designer. Here. There I have a, let me take my tables. I don't want these tables. I'm just removing these tables from my in my tool. Now I want to take a tables from, I want to take a tables from other. Let me take a tables. Insert tables. Insert table. I want to take a tables from club database. I want to explain this example how it will improve the performance. When you take a tables, let me take a tables. Okay, here I have a sample 17. There I have a lot of tables. Yes, I have a country table. I have a region table. I just imported country comma region. The tables will be imported to your. The table will be imported to into your universe. The table will be imported into your okay. Now when you see here, I just created the join between this table and this table. I have a country table, I have a region table. Both are displaying country name is there in the country table and region name there in the region table. I just clicked on detect. Now it will check the cardinality between two tables. Yes, 1 to n. That means one country have a n regions in the region table. For example, if you take India, India have a 25 regions. So one country have a n regions. One country have n regions. Yes, that's why it's created 1 to n. That's good. The later, if you want to create a report in BO, I'll show you how to create a report in BO. You need to go to file, new, no, you need to create a, otherwise right click on our project name is sample 15, right click here, new, there's a business layer, you need to create a business layer. Yes, I'm just creating a business layer. Let me name business layer name as sample 15. Click on next. Then browse for the data foundation. Our data foundation is sample 15. Click on finish. It will take our data foundation as a source for this. This is our data foundation. We have a business layer. Now this is your business layer. You got your business layer now. Now if you want to create a, it's already created the classes and objects. Here when you see, you have a classes and objects. Oh, sorry. What is our business layer name? Good, but here it's taking customer name, age group name. Okay, I want to save this first. Let me save. I saved this layer. I want to create a business layer now. I want to create one business layer. Let me remove this. I'm deleting this business layer. New business layer. Okay. Click on next. Sample 15. Click on next. Browse and take the DFX for this. Finish. I'll explain you why I'm taking this is per year. When you take sample 17, you have country, region. Good, done. Now save this and publish. You just need to save. You have created this. Then let me publish this. Let me publish this. This is your business layer. Publish to repository. Yes, I'm publishing to repository. Click on next. Click on finish. successfully published. And as well as, you have a data foundation. What is the data foundation name? Same sample 15. And as well as this project you need to convert as a file. Okay, let's leave about that. Now I'll show you in the when you talk about your business layer, you have a business layer. When you see in the business layer, you have a country. When you double click on country, there you can see the show values. This will display all the values which are there for that particular country. When you see this, I have Australia, France, Germany, Holland, Japan, UK and US. I have all values for this country name. In the country name column I have all values. When you see in the region, when you click on show values in the region, it will display all the regions which are presented in the region column. Now I created the joins between country comma region. I just created a table, a join between two tables called as a country to region. The join is country.country ID equals to region.country ID. This time when you drag and drop country name comma region name, what the report will do, it will take country one called as Australia. It will compare with the all countries which are presented in the region. Then it will give a reasons for Australia. Next it will go to Germany. It will go to Japan. It will compare with the all countries which are presented in the region. Then it will take a reasons. Then US, UK. There's a way it will take all the countries which are presented in the country. It will compare with the all records which are there in the region. But now my requirement is I want to display only US data, not all countries data. I want to display only US or UK data. I want to display only UK data. If you create only join between two tables, that time the report will display all data. Later in the report level, you can comfortably put a filter, then you can filter out the data only for UK. But now I'm asking you to restrict the data while executing the join to improve the performance. This time what you need to do is you need to create a one join here called as a self-restricting join to reduce number of matching conditions. How you create that self-restricting join? You need to go to joins, insert join. There you have a table called as the country table. Take a country table. Here you need to write a join condition. Called as the where country name equal to in single quote. You need to put UK. Then click on OK. This time what the country table will do, save. When you open your business layer, there also you have a country. When you open a country table, when you click on show values, this time it will display only UK. It won't display all values. It will display only UK values. This time how the system will execute, this time the system will execute. When you run a report, this time what it will do, you already applied a filter on the country. This time the join will execute. Join can see only UK data in the country. That time it will take only one record called as a UK record. It will compare with all regions. It will display only UK country data in the report, not all countries data. That means you have reduced other matching conditions. That means you reduce, for example, you have 10 countries in the country. You hide the data only for one country and reason table you have a 50 reasons. This time how many matching conditions it will write? 1 into 50. For example, you have not applied a filter in the country. That time what it will do, it will take 10 from country table into 50 times it is there in the region. Total it will write 500 matching conditions. Indirectly now you reduced 490 matching conditions. That time it will dramatically improve the performance. For example, let me ask one question. I have a requirement. I have two tables. Table 1 is called as the employee table. Table 2 is called as a salary table. Table 2 is called as a salary table. I am asking you to display only female employee salaries. Then tell me how you write your matching conditions.
Unmuted.
For you is, I have an employee table. There I have an employee number, employee name, gender. Salary table I have employee number, salary. I want to display only female salaries, not for male salaries. Hello, Vishwa, are you there? Hello?
Yes, sir.
That time tell me how you optimize that query.
We will put the where condition where gender is equal to female.
Exactly. That join you call as the self-restricting join. For example, if you take a table, two tables, one table is employee table, second table is salary table, you can write a condition in two ways. One way is select employee name, comma, salary from employee table, comma, salary table. That time what the query will do, it will take employee number 1 and it will compare with all employee numbers which are presented in the salary table. Then it will take matching condition. Then it will take a matching record. It will display that employee name, that salary, and it will go to second employee number with all employee numbers which are presented in the salary. So that is a way. If you have 100 employees in the employee table, if you have 100 salaries in the salary table, it will write 100 into 100 matching conditions. But in this 100 employees, I have a 50 male and 50 female. But I am asking you to take only 50. But why you are comparing with the male and the female with the salary table? Compare only, take only female accounts, female employee numbers and compare with the salaries. That time what you need to do is write a query, select e-name, comma, salary from employee, comma, salary table where employee dot gender equals to female and employee dot ENO equals to salary dot ENO. This time what the query will do, it will hide all male employee numbers. It will only show female employee numbers for the join. That time the join will take female employee numbers, means 50. It will write 50 into 100 matching condition. You have reduced 50 into 100 matching conditions. It will improve the performance. Same way in the JPMC, we have a 120 crores accounts in the left side table. 1200 same account numbers is presented in the transaction table. My report team is writing a query, select account name, comma, inflow amount, comma, outflow amount from account table, comma, cash flow table where account number equals to transaction account number. That time the report is fetching India transactions, US transactions, UK transactions, Mexican transactions. Total report is displaying 1200 crores transactions in the report. Later in the report level, they applied a filter for Mexican. Report is hiding all countries data, displaying only Mexican data. But already the query is executed 120 into 1200 post matching conditions. That is taking 36 minutes. I went for SME evaluation. What I did is I applied a small condition on the country table. In account table. In account table I put a filter called as where account.country name equals to Mexican. That time now my report is taking 30 seconds. What I did is I hid all 19 crores account numbers I am displaying only 1 crore account numbers for the join. This time the join is executing only 1 crore into 1200 crores matching conditions. But earlier it's executing 120 crores into 1200 crores matching conditions. Indirectly I reduced 119 crores into 200 crores matching conditions. Each country is taking 30 seconds. Total 120 countries into 30 seconds. It's taking 36 minutes. Now I reduced 35 minutes 30 seconds. Report is taking only 30 seconds. It will improve the performance. That we call as a self-restricting join. The definition of the self-restricting join is, it is not at all a join. It is a condition on the same table. For example, where country.country name equals to India, where employee.gender equals to female, where sometimes where transaction type equals to yes. When you see this example, I have a table. There I have a sales type S as well as R, but my customer is asking to display only S type sales. This time when you write select sales.date, sales.total, sales.date from sales, this time it will display all the records, but my requirement is I want only sales.sales type equals to yes. This time it will display only that few records. This kind of join. The join is not at all created with the two tables. The join is created on the same table. That we call as a self-restricting join. Nothing is there. Okay, that is what self-restricting join. Don't worry, I'll explain later. Next one is shortcut join. I'll show you how the shortcut join will work. I just want to show how the shortcut join will work, how it will improve the performance of the report in the real time. Let me explain. I have a requirement in my report. My requirement is, I want two reports. Report one is called as country, region name, sales, region comma, sales, region comma sales. Second report is, my customer is asking to display only country name, sales. Yes, now you are going to satisfy this report requirement on top of club data warehouse by creating an universe. Yes, if you want to satisfy this requirement, you need to check the tables where you have all the joins. Where you have the, now I want to remove the join. I'm just removing the join. Yes, anyway, let me remove this table. I remove this table. As per my requirement, I need to import the table which have country name, which have region name, which have sales also. As per the requirement, I need a country name, comma, let me execute a first report. I want country, region, sales. When you see this table, you have a country name here, you have a region name here, and you want a sales. Unfortunately, I don't have a sales table. Let me rename this table as a sales. I just want to create a right click. There you have a insert, alias table. I'm just creating insert alias table. The table name called as a alias. I just want to rename this as sales. This as sales, and it created the alias table. The alias table name called as sales. Sales table. Please treat for the time being, treat this as a sales. This region column as sales. Please treat this region column as a sales. In the sales table, you have a region ID, sales, country ID. As per the first requirement, you need a country name, you need a region name, you need a sales. When you see in the information designer, country name is there in the country table, region name is there in the region table, sales is there in the sales table. Please treat this as a sales. Sales is there in the sales table. Now what you need to do is take a country ID and join with the reason.country ID and double click on join line, click on detect, it will set a cardinality. Later take a reason ID and map with the reason ID so that you can get your sales from the sales table. Yes, you detect the cardinality. Done. This will satisfy your first requirement. Comfortably now you can take country name here, reason name here, as well as you can take a sales from here. Please treat this as a sales for the time being. Okay, we can take this. Yes, that you can satisfy the first requirement. I have a second requirement. In my second requirement, I want only country comma sales. Country name is there in the country table. Sales is there in the sales table. If you take this longest path for this, now you are going to take a data from two tables, but you have a joins between this table, country to reason, reason to sales. When you take this longest path, it will take lot of time for you. The query will execute two joins. When it will execute a one join between country reason, it will do n into n matching conditions. Again, reason to sales, it will write n into n matching conditions. The time it will decrease the performance. Even I don't require for the reason for the second report. Why you are traveling via reason? Why don't you create a join between? Now I am asking you, why don't you create a join between? Country comma direct sales for satisfying second requirement? Yes, you can directly create a join between country comma sales. I created join between country comma sales, and just double click on the join line, detect cardinality. This time it will write 1 to n. The reason is you have a one country and you have n number of sales. Yes, this is the way you created the joins. This time what the system will do, when you save, when you go to the business layer, if you want to create a classes and objects for this, you just need to drag and drop into this side. When you drag and drop into this side, it will create this and then save it, then file, publish. If you want to publish this particular business layer, publish to repository. When you publish, it will be published in the repository. Click on finish. Yes, you click on finish, close it. And if you want to I want to publish and I want to create a one report on top of this. I'm trying to create a one report on top of this. Before creating this, you need to do project synchronization. You need to create a project synchronization. If you want to create, you have created the project synchronization. Then this project, you are going to, now anyway, this project you published into your repository, and we have a universes. Let me check that universes. Your universe name is sample15.unx. This universe you are going to take as a source and you are going to create a report. Now let me create a report. I'll show you where you will get a problem, how you can resolve this problem. Web Intelligence Rich Client. Bye bye Rich Client. Later I'll tell you how to distribute, how to synchronize a project. Don't worry about that. Now I want to explain only shortcut join, how it will work and how it will improve the performance. And if you have not enabled a shortcut join, what kind of issues you will get and how you can resolve that I want to explain now. At the rich client, go to rich client. If you want to create an WebI report in BO, there is a client called as a rich client. Just I'm trying to log on with the rich client. Once you log on rich client, if you want to create a new report, take a universe and you need to enter your username password for the dev server. I enter my username password for the dev server. This time it will display the available universes in the dev server. Yes, our universe name is sample 15. Take sample 15. I just want to select sample 15. Okay, now you can see, oh sorry, sample. Now you can see your objects whatever you created. Now I want to drag and drop country comma region comma sales. Whatever I created the sales. Treat me this as a sales. For the time being, treat this as a sales. Now when you see this and when you see your SQL query, view script, what query it will write, you know, a remove table. Bad reference to a remove table. Otherwise, let me check this. Bad reference to remove table. Let me run query. One second now. Okay, let me check here itself. It says there is a bad removed query. I want to publish a queries. Click on queries. Here you have a sample 15 R universe. There you have a country. There you have a region. There you have a sales. Take a country and as well as region. Here also you can take region and click on refresh. Could not prepare the data provider. Bad reference to the remove table. Why bad reference? Let me check. There is a problem with this universe. I want to take this business layer and go to data foundation. It says there is a bad reference table. I want to remove this all the tables and as well as Control Z. I want to remove only I just want to explain this with the complete example. Okay, I removed this. Now I have only 3 tables here. When you see this, okay, now see, we have a total 3 tables, and in 3 tables we have a country name in the country table, region name in the region table, sales table have a sales data. This time when you execute a first report, you created these 3 joins for satisfying the 2 report requirement. Report requirement 1, you want a reason, country name, reason name, sales, reason name, sales. That time you created the join between country to reason, reason to sales. Yes, well and good, this two will satisfy your first requirement. For report requirement 2, you created a join, one more join between country table and reason table. That will satisfy your second requirement. But as per the referential integrity in VO, if you have a 3 tables, the joins must have less than 3. But here you have created 3 tables and you have a 3 joins. This time what it will do, if you try to take a data from the tables, this time it will throw an error called as, it will throw an error. This time what you need to do is, there is a join between country and sales. You need to double click and you need to make that as a shortcut join. This time what the system will do, it will make the join as in the dotted lines. This time the system can see at a time 3 tables with the 2 joins, 3 tables at 2 joins. This time, you have 3 tables and less than, joins is less than the tables. That time it will satisfy the referential integrity. This time when you click your query, let me save and let me take a business layer. This time when you click a queries, I'm just trying to create a one query. Let me create a one query with the sample 17. There you have a country, reason, drag and drop country name, reason name, and sales. Refresh, still it says could not prepare the data provider. The problem is, I think so I need to publish this also. Let me publish this data foundation also. I have a data foundation. I need to right click, let me check integrity, check all, then check integrity. The table country is missing primary key, table reason is missing primary key, table sales is missing primary key. Why? I'll check. It says there is a problem with the country. Open this and your cardinality is 1 to n. Okay, good. This also, double click. Here also I want to select this as a 1 to n. Yes, you have 1 to n. This also you have 1 to n. This time we'll check check integrity. Let me check the check integrity. Right click. There you have a check integrity. Check all. Same error. It's giving the same error. Okay, 1 second. I want to remove this join. Let me check. I want to remove this also. I just remove this also. Now we have only this and this. Save. Let me try check integrity. Check out. This time also there is a problem with this particular tables. Might be the problem is we have not created proper join. There's a problem with this query. Okay, now the problem is, I hope it this connection, that connection is not. Okay, connection is good. Let me check second connection. Second integrity. Yes, this is also good. Let me check the shortcut of this connection. Yes, this is good. I just want to synchronize the project now. I'm doing project synchronization. No open session it says. Let me create one open session. Insert a session. System name Ravana. Let me explain later. Ravan insert session. Ravan. This time I will create. Let me project synchronization. Says why. I created this session. Suppose. Okay, new set project. Done. Okay. I'm just clicking a save project. Okay, now we have a sample 15. Okay, this all you have here. Now let's sorry okay, we have all the projects now. This time you can publish. Okay, let's save now. Now we have a project. That project you published into the site. That session will be allocated. Now let's create a one query. I'll tell you later, don't worry what is save project and all. And you have a country comma region. Now I want to create a one query. I want to show how the giants will be executed in the query, and I want to create a new query. The new query I'm going to create with the country name and as well as region name. I want to refresh. Still it's throwing an error called as bad reference to a remove table. I haven't removed any tables. Might be there is a problem with my let me check this. Might be a problem is with I'm sorry, I have a problem, some problem. Again I want to build a new project. I think there is a problem with my I guess there is a problem with my database, or might be with the connection. I'm trying to create, I imported the tables, I created the joins, I'm converting that tables as a classes and objects. Later I'm taking into the report. In the report side, it's throwing an error called as bad table are removed, bad tables removed. I think so I created the same connections for the club database. With the same connections I imported the table from club database and created the joins. I'm trying to create a join between three tables, and I'm trying to export that project and taking as an input for the report, but it's throwing an error. I don't know why this is throwing an error. Let me check and let you know tomorrow. I'll check my site. There is an error. I'm sorry for the today's class. There is an error. It says bad reference to a remove table. Mhm.